video games become woke? Now, first and foremost, I'm just going to address the elephant in the room right now. A lot of you people have bastardized and whitewashed the term woke. I said it, and I am not sorry about it. I'm entering my villain era, so I'm not going to apologize for the shit I'm about to say. So the term woke came from a New York Times essay by writer William Melvin Kelly by the title "If You're Woke, You Dig It." And to basically make a long story short, the term back then and even now, woke basically means, you're in the know, you're aware, you're conscious to what's going on. So that's the true meaning of woke, but of course, with everything we do, white people gotta ruin it. Now, the first company I'm going to talk about that's become quote unquote woke would be Ubisoft. Now, as you guys know, Ubisoft released a new Assassin's Creed game not too long ago called Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, Assassin's Creed Shadows stars two characters instead of the usual one. That's one nuanced theme, but also the protagonists of this game are a black man named Yasuke and a young Japanese girl named Fujibayashi Naoe. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. My Japanese is a little rusty. Please forgive me. But unfortunately, with this game came a lot of backlash. And I think who had the most to say, well, the most negative to say about this game. I'm not even going to go to Reddit, but you see some of them saying huge copes, stocks say otherwise, Ubisoft's face down in the water. One person made a commentary video about how Shadows ruined Ubisoft and how their value plummets. And another thing going on with Ubisoft. Now, they were planning to do another Assassin's Creed game with a black male lead, but unfortunately that got pulled off the shelves. It didn't get shelved, it got pulled off the shelves, mind you. Mostly because all the quote unquote backlash from Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I had made a TikTok about it myself, talking about my frustrations with it, because it was basically going to be a freed black slave that escaped the South, but then comes back to the South to basically get it back in blood against the White Hoods, if you catch my drift. But no, a lot of people had a lot of white, basement dwelling, neck beard, uncleaned, unhealed, incel men had a lot of negative to say about not just Shadows, but this proposed new game. And unfortunately, there's some raccoons that had something to say. In fact, one comment on my TikTok said that Ubisoft would be too woke for this, and I just breathe. I wanted to make a response, but technically this is my response, so I highly doubt you subscribe to me on my YouTube, but if you're watching this, I'll probably make a short of this for my TikTok. If you're watching this, this is for you. It's not going to be woke. In fact, you have basically fed into the bastardization and whitewashing of woke, so there you go. Anyway, I told y'all it's gonna be me. I told y'all it was gonna be me. What y'all thought this was? Another gaming news. I also have to talk about something that goes with all the cozy girlies that love to play cozy games. And one such cozy game is The Sims, which is owned by EA. But now EA is now going to be under PIF, if you can see on this screen right here. Now, I know that's a lot of word salad for you guys, so I'm just going to put it in layman terms. With EA being under PIF, it's no longer its own independent organization. It's under this organization right here, which is not good because PIF is a Saudi Arabian company. And for those that don't know or just are not aware, that The Sims has a very diverse um, player rate, mostly with people in the LGBTQ. Myself included, an LGBTQ, well, Alphabet Mafia member. That's I guess, the shorter way of saying it. Are not pleased by this because Saudi Arabia is one of the few countries in this world that allows the unalive penalty for being in the Alphabet Mafia. And I hate that I have to use that word because YouTube is very sensitive. My teeth are just glowing in this light. But with all that being said, it's very apparent that it's getting hard to not be political when it comes to video games because politics and video games are just pretty much meshed together. It's been that way for a while. I'm pretty sure there was a game that was called September 12th. Now, stay with me now. It's basically a game where people are running around against these people all in black, and they unalive people as the game goes. But as more people are unalive, the other people that are still living turn into the people wearing black. And that basically symbolizes, indoctrination, radicalization. And it's called September 12th because it's based off of the events that happened on that date. I'm not going to say it, just in case YouTube wants to smack me in the face with something that I don't want. But yeah, it's based on that date that came before September 12th, if you guys catch my drift. And another thing that happened this year, actually, with video games and politics happens to happen with the U.S. Homeland Security using the Pokemon theme song for basically rounding up and basically kidnapping people, more or less. Now, with Nintendo suing for basically anything that's related to any of its games or products, people were very shocked when the Pokemon company itself only issued a statement. There was no lawsuit, no paperwork, just an online statement saying, hey, don't do this, which is very frustrating to people who grew up on Nintendo itself, still play Nintendo games. I'm calling myself out because I do still play like Animal Crossing and all that. Because, I'm a cozy game type girly. They're my comfort games. But it's just
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you learn something from this? When you go to bed at night, you lay there and you take responsibility for yourself.
But no, with video games and politics and people now just realizing, like, becoming aware that video games and politics do go hand in hand in some way, shape, or form. To some people, it's shocking. To some people, not so much. And I'm going to go back to Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed. I thought one of my cats was trying to come in. I kept my door slightly ajar because they hate when I close my door. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. With Assassin's Creed and the franchise itself, you've basically seen a white male center, a white male lead. And with Assassin's Creed Shadows, that was it was groundbreaking. Like, to see a black lead along with a Asian female lead, it's pretty big, but someone's gotta ruin it for everybody. But what are your guys' thoughts on my little think piece of how video games have become more political, or how politics are starting to creep their way into the video game space? Do you think that video games are becoming political, or the bastardized version of woke? Or do you think that video games and politics have always gone hand in hand? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you really like this video, then give it a like. And if you want to see more, this will probably be like my second video, which is me putting a video out criticizing Nintendo. Is kind of scary on my end because they might hit me with a lawsuit and I ain't got no money. So please like this so that's so that I don't get hit with something really bad. Anyway, be sure to take care of yourself and others. Wash your hands and stay hydrated. And I'll catch you guys for my next think piece. Take care now. You're gonna think I got veneers or some shit. I don't. I really don't. It's just that my teeth are just white. Good God.